Sam Finley is looking like a ray of light at the moment. He's looking like the player we've heard some reviews about from Bristol Rovers fans. So hopefully he stays injury free, continues his increasing fitness, and goes from strength to strength. And I think if Sam Finley's going from strength to strength, I think Tranmere will do too.
He's the midfielder Tranmere have been missing since Spearing retired, isn't he?
Yeah, I would say so. We've missed that guts, and I know. I remember when people had a little bit of a moan about Jay Spearing at one point, and when he wasn't in the side, you really missed him. And we need that grit. We need that muscle and just that organisation as well. And Sam's going to tell players what to do. And I think you're absolutely right. I haven't compared the two, but as you say it, they're that fulcrum of the team. And I think they're organisers, they're battlers, they're going to keep us in games. And I remember games where Jay Spearing would be having a great game on the ball, but he was having a great game off it. If I think about Exeter away when we won 1-0, I remember him marshalling everybody on set pieces, screaming at Tom Davis to go mark his man just before a free kick's taken. Then you see Tom Davis win the header. And I think we've got that battling desire from Sam Finley. Maybe possibly not as vocal as Jay Spearing, but I think he's vocal enough. And I hope we're not reliant on one player like we have been previously with James Vaughan, but I don't think it's a coincidence that we've had Sam Finley having a decent couple of games and our form picking up. And fingers crossed he can stay fit for the rest of the season.
The one thing I think as well, Graham, is that 2 or 3 weeks ago, I'd have said that I have no idea what Tranmere's best 11 is, and I don't think the manager had any idea as well. I think we are now a lot closer to knowing what that strongest starting lineup looks like, because some players have begun to prove what some fans have been saying all season in terms of what position they should be playing in and what formation would best suit them. Connor Jennings being the prime example, but also with a Finley, we're seeing them come back to fitness and we're seeing them really integrate into that side. So it looks to me like that team should be much more settled going forward, and all the better, therefore, for having a strong squad which doesn't have a Saidu Khan in it at the moment because of injury. It has had Walker missing, who we would largely consider to be the best passer of the ball that Tranmere have got. He hasn't played for the last 3 games due to a suspension. So, 2 big players potentially out of that side, yet still managing to win a couple of games. As you've said, it's important we don't get too far ahead of ourselves here, because it was a Stockport B team and it was a very bad Newport side, but there's just something there to build on. It's such a much better outlook now than it was after that Oldham game.
Just look at the performances and individual performances. You can only do what you can do against your opposition, and I don't think there's anyone really who came out the last couple of games with a less than 7 out of 10 sort of performance, which is something we haven't really seen too many times this season, especially since the earlier international break. So I'm building on positive. And I think one of the big things for me is I don't think we're putting square pegs in round holes now. And again, I'm using another cliche, but I think people have been playing in positions where they can play to their strengths. I'm always a big fan of having, first and foremost, fullbacks that will be better defenders rather than going forward, if I had to choose one of those positions. And then you've got your wide players that can do a lot of the attacking. And I think with O'Connor, I think his defensive attributes are probably, but Cameron Norman's got the height and he's good going forward, but I think Leo Connor's probably stronger from a defensive point of view. But I think we've got good competition there at right back now, and Connor Wood's coming into his own now. And on the weekend we saw he managed to do the business at the other end of the pitch as well with his assists. But I'm confident now. And we've got Zach Bradshaw, who can do a job there as well, who adds some height to it as well. So I think the big thing for me is we've got players who we can put them in their comfortable positions. We're not putting players out wide. We're not having Amari Patrick playing as a left wing back. We're not having players who are playing in positions they probably are scratching their heads over and thinking, where do I need to be at this point of the game? What part of the pitch I need to be in? So let's not get too carried away, but there's some green shoots there. And as Mike Bassett would say, 4-4 swear word 2. And that's my happy place.